Hey everybody, I think this is part 4, so it'll be the second last part to the build. I've got to the stage now where I think all the modifications are finished, and it's now at the stage where I've basically put everything together, make sure everything fits. Nothing's done up tight, it's all finger tight, there's bolts, there's no nuts on things, and it's mainly just to make sure that everything fits well, because nothing on this bike is that standard, and unfortunately, things don't fit as it would if it was original. So talking from the front, I'll work from the front to the rear, and I'll explain the changes on the mods that I've done. So in terms of the front, there hasn't been any mods. I've got braided lines. I thought they look pretty trick. A mod I had to do was shorten my front mudguard because it was catching on the front of the exhaust there. I've got one last order coming from the States, which is going to have my springs and various other little odds and ends. So yeah, I had to modify the mudguard. The other thing I had to modify was the radiators. So all the radiators had to be shortened underneath to allow room for the expansion chamber, and that was on both sides. This one was cut on a slight angle, as you can see, for space. The radiator, the pipes coming out of the radiators all needed to be modified because they're all coming down at different angles, and so forth. If you're interested, send me a message and I can explain to you how to fix that. As you're aware, the engine mounts down the bottom, they all had to be relocated, as well as the Y piece at the front. You'll see that in, I think it's one of my other short videos. One of the things that I got was an aftermarket Kickstarter, and the clearance in the side here wasn't enough, so I had to shave off part of my Kickstarter. I've used a bit of a marker just so when I move it I can actually see if it rubs off any of the marker where I need to grind it down. So I have clearance now, I just need to get this repainted. Yep, wasn't expecting that. That's what you get with these mods. This part here of the exhaust, basically I've added a small bracket just to allow, it's just a bolt to the frame where the original muffler goes to. I just want a little bit more rigidity in the exhaust. Okay, moving around the side, I've made a carbon fiber. Can't quite see, the lighting's not the best, but it's basically a carbon fiber mud flap. The original mud flap, it was plastic, and I needed to reshape it to give the exhaust Y piece some clearance. So that was the latest thing that I had to do. Same thing, I've got some braided brake lines. I think look pretty trick. Okay, the brake pedal is going to be a pain in the bum. The clearance over the casing is not the best, so I'm going to have to put a spacer where the bolt goes through, and just ensure that I've used a bit of Loctite just to give me that little bit of extra clearance. As you can see, there's just no clearance there. I had the similar problem on the other side with the gear lever, but that can be fixed. What else? I've put new levers on. I've got RHK levers. I've gone with a fly kill switch. Not too sure how that goes. I'll let you know if I run into any problems, but so far it's fine. I'll briefly cover some of the other mods that needed to happen. The airbox conversion. So when you buy the CP CR500 conversion kit, you get a mod plate. So you have to buy an an earlier model boot, and you use the existing airbox. So what the plate does, it allows you to join an earlier model boot with the existing airbox. It doesn't come black. I got it anodized. But yeah, it's actually quite a simple process. You don't have to be a mechanic or by any stretch of the imagination to do that. It's quite easy. So that's about it. Quite happy with how it's coming. Getting a new seat with my last order, so I'll have a new seat and a few other odds and ends. Yeah, I've got rims. I've got XL rims, which are anodized, re-anodized exactly the same color and shade as the frame. Just waiting on spokes and tires. So that will be my last video. I'll have it all together. Hopefully I'll have it running by then. So until then, thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll look forward to my latest update. Take care.